I didn't grow up on dirt bikes. No childhood wheelies. No muddy trails behind the house. While others were tearing it up, I was playing hockey. But that itch for adventure never left me. So I went looking for something wild, something new, a passion worth chasing. And I found it. So here's my story on how I got started with ADV riding. Let's go. Now my dad used to always tell me, James, if you can beat me in an arm wrestle, then you can buy a motorbike. And that didn't happen. I never beat him, but eventually he gave up. Now, fast forward to my mid-20s and I was looking for a new hobby. So I finally decided to get a motorbike. Now, kind of like most 20-year-olds who have no money, I needed something that was cheap. So if this motorcycle thing fizzled out, I wouldn't be out so much money that, in the words of Tiger King, I will never financially recover from this. So I ended up with the CR250 two-stroke, and that bike was a beast for me, especially for a first-time bike. That slowly turned into the almighty KLR 650. The KLR was reliable, it was dependable. Now, I guess that's the same kind of term, and it made you think just a little bit that I can take this anywhere in the world. But yet, I wasn't exactly ready for that yet. Eventually, I thought to myself, I needed more power. I want to be like Ricky Bobby and I want to go fast. So I ended up getting a Yamaha FZ1. Boy, was that thing a rocket. I kid you not when I say this, it did over 100 kilometers in first gear. Whew. Now, I completely love that bike. Until every time I went riding with my uncle and my dad, they were laughing their heads off every time they would go on a trail without me. They were having so much fun. So I decided to sell that FZ1 and get back to the trusty old KLR 650. This time, it was a new year, but I had a new idea for this. I was gonna go on long trips, I was gonna go on short trips, I was gonna do some moto camping off of it, I was gonna get experience off-roading, and I was gonna search for the adventures that I was looking for. I found out quickly that it wasn't so much the speed I was looking for, it was the chaos. It was the stories around the campfires that I was looking for. It was the hidden trails that aren't on maps. It was the viewpoints, and that's what I needed. I needed an adventure bike that could go on road, it could go on adventures, it could go off-road, it could do pretty much anything you ask it to, as long as your capabilities are on point, and it'll get you back home safely. And it turns out that version of riding, gritty, honest, dirty, that felt like home to me. So I had my KLR, I did all the things I wanted to. It started burning oil like crazy, so I ended up boring out to a 685, quite a bit more power doing that. And then something switched again where I wanted still a little bit more power. So what did I end up getting? The Honda Africa Twin. Now, my dad's neighbor was selling this bike. I would see him ride to work all the time and come home, and kind of like a puppy in a window, I'd be looking and just admiring the bike, saying, maybe one day I'll have an adventure bike like that. The big boy bikes, I like to call it. And finally, I reached out to him when he was selling it, asked him, you know what's the price? Thought it was a pretty decent price. And I made the mistake of going for a test ride. And it only took one, guys. It only took one test ride and I was hooked. I had to have it. Now, did I have the money for it? No, I did not. Did I find a way to convince my wife that this made perfect sense to buy? Also, no. But here we are. Now, with the Africa Twin, the trips got longer, the trips got smoother, and it was still me just trying to figure out how to navigate. learn an adventure, how to adventure ride properly, how to moto camp, how to pack lightly-ish, lighter than a vehicle, and most importantly, how to stay calm when something bad happens. Whether you get a flat tire, there's an injury, or you just get completely lost. The more you can stay calm, the better you will be. And the more you're prepared, the better chance that that actually won't happen. Now, ADV riding teaches you how to get lost without freaking out. To realize how important it is to give yourself time to do the things that you really love. And to always, always pack snacks. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what bike you have. It matters about the people you go with, the memories you make, the stories you can tell, the adventures you go on, the scenery that you see, the new places that you explore, and the freedom to fail and then laugh about it later. So yeah, I started adventure riding with zero experience, minimal navigation skills, and a KLR. I've dropped bikes countless of times, camped in rain that was coming down sideways, thought to myself, should I be going up this mountain right now, halfway up the mountain? But I've also seen places that most people never will, all because I said yes to that adventure bike, a trail, and a little bit of chaos. So if this is something you're thinking about doing, do it. The road won't always be clear, but man, is it worth it.